Welcome to the Red Letters Podcast. In this podcast, we will explore topics that can be life-transforming while delivering a message of hope.
Yeah, like what do you do to...
During the holidays.
Like, what do you do, Mom? I get in my car and drive off to another state.
No, for real. Like, because, Christmas shopping and stuff like that, you get all stressed out.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I get all stressed out.
So what do you do?
It's like the worst. Honestly, I'm not the Grinch, but I don't like Christmas.
Oh, tell me more. Why?
Oh my
I love
gosh.
Jesus, but I don't like Christmas
But why?
because of him.
Dang.
No. Not to be
Oh, so this-
no.
So
No,
this
because
is what it looks like under the bus.
because we have a Christmas list, and he could probably pull it up on his phone, but we have to. He likes to buy gifts for everybody, okay, and including his, not just nephews, nieces, and the kids, but even the kids of his cousins.
Ah, okay.
So,
That's
and
my
if you're a
downfall.
family member listening,
I'm a nice
hey,
person.
please don't get offended, but it's a huge list.
Right.
And I tried one year doing online purchases, but the stuff that I ended up getting was super cheap, like as if I went to the Dollar Tree.
Ah, okay.
And so I still had to go out and buy something else. But I think it's the most stressful time of the year for me. And it's not that I don't enjoy Christmas. I love Christmas, honestly, okay? But I don't look forward to it because if I had my way, I would just do my family, my kids, my grandson, you know what I mean? And our intermediate family. But when it comes to our intermediate family, like for example, my side of the family, they always tell me, hey, don't buy any gifts for anybody. They're good. Let's just come together and have, family time and, play games and eat dinner together. And I would love to do that on his side of the family as well, because it would be less stress on me buying gifts for everybody. And I feel like sometimes the kids don't value what you give them because they're already getting all the cool, fun things that they want from their parents. So what we give them, to me, to be honest with you, I think sometimes it's a waste of money.
And so what do you do, Ida? Like all that's going on, it's so chaotic. How do you self-care? Where do you find the time to say, oh, you know what? I just need, a hot bath? What is it that you do to get you back to Ida?
Decompress.
Yeah.
And I just checked. I think it was about 60 people.
And I have a question for you too, Tony.
Let her go first.
Yeah, so let her go first. Yeah.
That's a tough one. Normally, I would honestly take a road trip or I would
have too
go,
many gifts to buy.
I'll go fishing.
Oh, nice.
I'll go sit on the pier, whether I catch anything or not. I'll just go and sit there in the quiet.
That's
that
more
helps you.
realistic.
Yeah.
You know?
I was going to say she probably just vents.
That's what that's my normal. Like
Yeah.
that's the way I handle, like if things are building up, things are, tough, I get away.
Ah, okay.
I look forward to, I'll go spend time with family member. Normally it's a week to 2 weeks. And that's one thing I love about him, that he gives me the freedom to do that.
Oh, nice.
But I'm able to wind down. I'm able to gather my thoughts again and spend time with family I haven't seen for a while. So kind of like taking my mind off of everything
Right.
and then coming back and then, okay, good. I'm good now. Let's do what we can. Exactly.
So what you're saying is he caused the stress and then he alleviates it.
Yeah. But 60 people, that's a lot of
problem and the
people.
solution.
That's a lot of
that or
gifts.
Actually, a little bit more, but I just guesstimated.
So the reason I wanted to ask you this question, Tony, is because I went through it for a small time. I wanted to ask you, why do you give these gifts because you feel you need to give everybody a gift, or do you do it? Why do you do it?
Good question.
I've shared it with you already. I have an uncle, the one that I probably mention a lot. And in conversations years ago, he had talked about like different options that maybe him and his wife were thinking, or more his wife was considering doing as far as how to change and not feel like you have to give gifts to everybody. And just hearing his heart that he just wants to do it out of pure love, that is probably the one thing that I kind of captured from him. And that's the only reason why I do it. It's not because I'm giving the best gifts or any of that. You just want them
to open something.
Yeah, I feel, and I guess why it ended up evolving to more is because I'm the oldest of all my cousins. So one of the things that my family would typically do is that normally when you're 18, then it kind of goes for 17 and down. Otherwise, if you're 18 and up, you do the white elephant thing.
Yeah.
So I was the oldest one that did that, and so when I started having kids, I was one of the first to have the kids, and we had 5 of them. And instead of them giving one gift to me, they would be giving 5 gifts to my kids. Okay. So then I would see that as our family continued growing, then I would always be turning around and giving my uncles their kids gifts as if they were siblings to me, if you will.
Okay.
So then when they had kids, it multiplied even more because now they're above 18.
There's a lot of kids.
There's a whole lot of kids.
So it actually multiplies. So instead of just giving my cousins gifts, once they became 18, started having a family, then I would give their kids the gift.
Oh, okay.
So I felt it. I don't feel like I'm obligated to do it. I just feel like
out of the kindness of your heart.
Yeah, I feel like my uncles turned around and did that for me and my kids, and I'm thankful for that. So that's where it's coming from. It's coming from a thankful part of me. It's not an obligation. I don't feel pressured. Nobody even tells me to do it.
Right.
But I just feel like it's out of gratitude because of how many years that they took care of my family. Now they even do my grandson, so it's like it just continues on.
He's able to enjoy the gratification and the joy of it. But I'm stressed
Shopping
out because shopping and going against the crowds and everything like that, trying to find the right gift
we've tried Amazon.
for each kid. We tried
Prime.
but it didn't work out for me.
Okay.
It wasn't working out for me. So
Maybe you could try it this year.
that's the part that, and I've tried doing what one of his family members does is they shop throughout the year.
Yeah.
But I don't have nowhere to put everything. Imagine 60 gifts. Where would I put them all? And they're not all small.
Yeah.
But
But I wonder, do you get stressed out then, Tony? Do you feel stressed? Do you feel overwhelmed?
Not really. I know that she shoulders more of that burden. What?
Well, I think financially,
Yeah,
you're the one who's like,
yeah.
okay, this is what we're going to do.
I already know that that's
budget.
coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I asked is because why did you buy everybody gifts? So I when I got to a better place in my life, I'm not saying I have a lot of money, but when I got to a better place in my life, I didn't see the reason not to give a gift, especially to the nieces and nephews. I never wanted them to feel what I felt like when you didn't get a gift.
Yeah,
so that's why I wondered if that's why you did it. But as the family keeps growing, there's too many kids. I'm like, okay, I can't keep doing this. So I do the immediate family, my family, my kids, my sister, their kids. But I don't give my husband's family. Just my mother-in-law.
You should put a bow on your head.
Yeah, I was like, hey, y'all can spend time with my husband. No. But I started backing off. And the reason why was because my husband said, you get too overwhelmed. You want to make sure that everybody gets something. And my husband doesn't do any of the shopping. He's a provider. So he doesn't do any of the shopping, but he's like, here. But I feel like even at the last minute, I'm like, oh, his friend so-and-so is going to come over. Oh, and I'm out there. CVS sometimes. I'm like, I just want them to open something. And so now what I do is I have a lot of those fleece blankets. I don't know. I just keep them in the closet. Like I already started buying them and I keep them there. And that's what if somebody shows up that I wasn't expecting, I just wrap it up in here. We thought of you. We didn't think of you. We just had something in the closet.
Hope you're not listening.
We just had it there in the closet because just in case I wasn't, but I don't like to get stressed out either.
Beware of the fleece blanket.
Yeah, beware. That's what if you get one of those, that was a lesson again. Yeah, but the reason that I give those, but the reason I give them away.
I use that one, but now I can't.
No, but the reason I give them away is because I love them. I love them, so I the new ones obviously have a tag, but I'm always buying one because what'll happen at the house is like, I love to have them if people show up, like, oh, they fall asleep on the couch, you give them a little blanket. But what my kids or my husband end up doing, they'll end up giving it to the dog outside. Oh, he was cold. And they bring them inside, but they give them to them.
I would do that.
So that's why I was like, okay, I'm always in need of them. I'm like, I don't mind having a stack of new ones because if they gave it to the dog, well, I'm going to need a new one. So that's why there's always, so that's why I give them because I like them. And you can use them a lot. But to self-care, I wanted to do a topic on this, spending time alone. I think a lot of people are so afraid of it. And I love, Ida, that you're so open about like, I'll go fishing. I'll go on a road trip by myself. But I wonder what the issue is with people. And hopefully we'll do that topic eventually. But I love alone time. And just disappearing. Even if I go out to eat, there's people around me, but I'll sit down and be writing and reading. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just me and my thoughts. I never say I'm alone anymore. I once... Pastor, I don't know if you'll remember if he listens to this one. I showed up to church and he said, Mija, you're here by yourself. And I smiled and I said, yes. And I was like, he doesn't even see you. I was talking to Holy Spirit because I don't feel that I'm ever by myself anymore. I might have sounded crazy, but I don't feel like you don't see him, like he's always with me. But that's how I feel whenever I go anywhere. I'm like, I don't feel that I'm actually alone. I feel like he's always there and there's always this conversation. I'm like, something happens and I always feel like I'm getting checked because like, did you see that? I was like, are you judging? Like, oh my God, was I really judging? And it's like, so I like that. I like that alone time because it forces you to do something with the mind. It forces you to be present in the moment with Holy Spirit and not be everywhere. So that's why I really enjoy my alone time. So that's what I do. Whenever the chaos gets to be too much, I just also take off on my own. And even if that's in the room, like just leave me, I'm going to be in my room by myself. And that's just me and my alone time.
That's so cool.
Yeah. That's how I self-care. But also, I also wanted to ask, what about Thanksgiving? Is that very chaotic or how does...
No, that one actually, I look forward to Thanksgiving because we normally go to his family's house. Well,
No, the last couple of years we've done it just...
dinner. See, I got them all mixed
No,
up.
the last couple of years I think we've just done it just us and the siblings and the parents and stuff.
Really?
But we haven't had... That I can remember,
you're
we
right.
haven't had like a full-on spread with all of our uncles and nephews, and we haven't had it in a long
for a
time.
while.
No,
maybe that's something I'm desiring, but
Well, no,
yeah.
the last time we did that was when my grandma was alive.
No.
Yeah,
Before,
no.
At Theo Joe's, we've done Thanksgiving at Theo Joe's. Yes, we have.
No,
Yes, we have.
I don't remember that.
Theo Joe, if you're
It's been a long
listening,
time. Yeah.
Theo Joe, if you're
Hold on, let me
listening,
call him
please.
right now.
Talk about Theo Joe.
No,
Hold on.
honestly, I do miss
Yeah.
the big. That's like it
We
was
do it
always
Christmas
exhausting.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was always exhausting, but it was worth it because like you saw everyone.
Yeah.
And it was such a fun dynamic because you have like the wild ones, the quiet ones. It's just
And
a
then
party.
we would
It's so
do
fun.
Thanksgiving with my family. So I would cook. I would invite all my family here. So we'd have Thanksgiving with just us and them.
Oh, okay.
And that was chaotic.
Yeah. And the reason why
But
I
it
know
was
is when
fun.
my grandma
Yeah,
was
it was
around
fun.
because she was the one that pulled everybody together. Everyone wanted to be with her.
No, I get that, but when she passed, I know there was a season where we did get together. Maybe a few times,
it could have been a few
and then
years.
we stopped.
It could have
Yeah.
been a few years, but the reason why I know we went away from that is because the family grew to where like one of my uncles would do it with him and his kids and the grandkids, and each one of them would kind of do it with their tribe, if you will. And so we did ours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know Thanksgiving ended up like that. Christmas is when we all got together.
Yeah. So Thanksgiving's with my family then.
Yeah.
But then I kind of stopped that too. So now it's just the kids and us. And then we were for a while, for the last when Dom was in football, college football, we did Thanksgiving the day after Thanksgiving, I think. We postponed it a day so Dominic could be with us.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So all the family can be together.
Yeah.
And what did your Thanksgiving look like, or what does it typically look like?
We all get at my house. Everybody comes to my house. We have a couple of tables that we put in the back room. It depending, because you guys, we live in California. We're so lucky, San Diego. So we can't even be outside.
Yeah.
So we set up the tables, and both of my sisters come over with all of their kids. So it's me with all my kids, their kids, and everyone pitches in. So I make something. Actually, I know one of my sisters are listening. I make everything. Like I make. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, Christy.
Maybe that's why they're thankful.
That's why they're thankful. It's like, wait, I make the turkey. Wait, we all buy everything. So each one of my sisters buy turkey, a ham, and all that good stuff. Connie has to make the mashed potatoes because she makes the best mashed potatoes. And then Chrissy has to make the gravy because she makes the best gravy and she has a lot of patience. Yeah. So then I cook everything else, the turkey, the ham, the stuffing. We go from scratch.
All the protein.
But you know what? I love it. I love it so much. And for me, it's my favorite holiday. And the reason why is because my sisters, I never helped my mom make Thanksgiving dinner. I come from a family of 12. And when I tell you we come from humble beginnings, they were humble. So there was a lot of carrying water, a lot of washing dishes, almost even outside, like the pan so you could reuse it. So it was crazy chaotic back in the day. The thought didn't let me have Thanksgiving for many years because I was like, I'm not going to do that. I didn't realize that I didn't have that life anymore. So then when I started doing my own Thanksgiving, I love it. I love doing that. I start the night before. I make a turkey the night before, and I prepare all the stuffing the night before. So I really enjoy that. I don't think it gets chaotic for me. Chaotic is Thanksgiving New Year's when we make the tamales because we don't know what we're doing. Yes.
Wow. We don't normally do anything for New Year's.
Oh, really?
We stay home. Yeah. We just kind of quiet time.
I have like a stepsister that always invites us over, but I think I only went once. I think I just went, but she always makes, I think, a pozole or something like that, and everybody goes over there.
But you know what? You're inspiring me to do Thanksgiving this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think I am. I want to invite the family too. Maybe we'll do it in Menifee. No.
We should scratch the presents and use that money for Thanksgiving.
And rent a hall.
No. We should scratch Christmas gifts and use that money to go to Big Bear and spend Christmas in a cabin in the snow. Or no, Lake Arrowhead. We should go to not Lake Arrowhead, Lake Tahoe.
Oh, you're going to love it.
We should go to Lake Tahoe.
It's
yes.
drive. But you love drives.
Yeah. Well, we've been there one time and it was during the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It's
Really?
beautiful when it snows. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Actually, you mentioned something that I'd like to ask. When was one of the last times that you guys met as 12? Because that's like, wow, 12.
Yeah.
You know, what did that look like?
Oh God, that was so chaotic. And I think that's why I struggled making my own Thanksgiving dinner. The last time when we all lived together, I'm very old now, but I was like 16 years old. And that's when my mom, my dad, all my siblings were there. And Mom did everything. Well, I feel so bad because of my sister listening. She's like, you better say that I help, because my sister Patty always helped. My sister Nora, my oldest sister, always helped. I had this chronic illness when I was little. It's called leg cramps. So Mommy actually knew that they were growing pains. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten them, but they hurt really bad. I never had them during Thanksgiving, but I would cry and say my legs hurt so bad, so I didn't have to help with anything.
The cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, I never helped with Thanksgiving. I hated that and making tamales, but that was one of the last times. It was beautiful because we all did get together. Everybody loved Mommy's cooking, and just the stories that we would all, the brothers, the sisters, we would all share. And by this time, we were already having kids. So it was really beautiful, but it's been many years since we've done that.
Family.
Yeah, the full family. But I'll share something really quickly. Some of you know that my brother's no longer with us, but he loved Thanksgiving. And his birthday is around Thanksgiving. It's on the 27th. And so we decided, we were up there and we were in Texas in October, and we're like, we're going to cook for him. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And we ended up cooking the Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow.
And we're sitting there and we're all having the Thanksgiving dinner. I'm not going to lie, I couldn't eat it because I just knew what was coming and I couldn't eat it. But something that he said that left all the girls because all his sisters were there, all 7 sisters were there. We were literally, I wish somebody would have taken a picture of this, because I think we all stood there with our mouth just dropped open. And we're like, how is it, bro? Do you like it? Are you enjoying it? He's like, yeah, it's good. This isn't Mommy's gravy, just so y'all know. Because we thought we cooked just like mom, and his wife had said he loves your mom's cooking. So we made the Thanksgiving dinner. We thought we made it just like mommy did. And he's eating it and he's enjoying it. He said, just so y'all know, this isn't mommy's gravy. It was like, oh, okay. But like our response. But if I have to choose that when was my best Thanksgiving, it had to be that one. It has to be that Thanksgiving right there. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget that one. And how we, 7 girls pulled it together. It's like, we're going to cook a turkey. We can't find a turkey. Where do you find a turkey at this time? We found a turkey breast. We found it. Wow. And we pulled it together so he could have his Thanksgiving. And we were able to enjoy it with him.
Wow, that's so good. I was going to ask, and you kind of lead us into that, is what's your most fond or one of your greatest holiday moments, whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah. Ida?
Go ahead, Ruth.
About that one for a second.
No, actually, okay, nowadays, now as years progressed, it's not gotten as huge, but when it was first started, we have this tradition on Christmas where after all the presents are open, we get the wrapping paper and we throw it at each other.
Oh.
Now it's become more targeted. So like they'll just create one big ball and throw it at one cousin in the head. But when we first started it, it was like the funnest thing because we would even buy like fake snowballs and we would just throw for like a good 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And all the kids were cracking up. And especially with a big group of people, it's still to this day like one of my favorite. I love that we have any kind of tradition, but that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We still do that. It's been a while too that we've been doing that.
Oh, the other one. Sorry. This is also it only lasted for like 4 years or 3 years, but it was when we were doing the white elephant and one of my cousins put a roach in, in the present. And I think you opened it, Mom.
Yeah.
She was so scared. We named it Charlie because he would pop up in the random, like in our gifts.
I brought him home with us, and
It was a fake roach. It was a plastic one. Yeah, but it lasted for like 4 years.
It was, I think, right when you opened the lid, it was right there. So she,
I brought this roach home, and then it became kind of like a joke, kind of traditional thing for a few years.
Yeah, we put it in presents
and then
gifts.
there would be seasons where like we wouldn't see Charlie, right?
Oh my
but out of the blue, Charlie would pop up taped to a wall or next to, you lift this up and there's Charlie, and the kids would randomly find Charlie and then put him somewhere to scare somebody else out.
Gosh, yeah.
And then it was funny because my grandson recently came home with about 20 or 30 of those roaches. And he put them under his bed blanket. Yeah. And I remember, and it multiplied. But yeah, that was something that gosh. But Charlie.
But those are my favorites. Yeah. The roach I didn't like.
He's somewhere.
But those are really fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, in my house, they started this. I don't even remember who started it, but it was one of the boys where we give each other gifts, obviously, but they put an old, I don't even know if he goes somewhere to find these pair of shoes, but yeah, they put an old pair of shoes in a new box. Oh. So it's so funny because typically I get the boys' shoes, but I remember this one, they're opening it and he sees it, but his reaction was like he wanted to be grateful, but he didn't know how to be grateful until everybody else laughed. Then he knew we had got him. Yeah. So every year, we don't know who's going to do it, but somebody ends up with a brand new box with an old pair of shoes. And the last 2 years has been my husband. And he still has them in the closet because he thinks, my son gave them to you. I was like, no, that's not what happened. They were messing with you. Yes. So, yeah, but I think that's really funny. And I don't even know which one.
For the kids this year. I'm going to go to the secondhand store and buy them all old shoes or something and put them in a box and have them open that. And have them open that first. Yes, and then afterwards. I love that.
To this episode till January.
It's going to bring joy to my Christmas this year.
There you go.
Yeah. My grandma used to do the same thing. My uncle, she'd always rewrap his kung fu shoes. And she put him under the thing. I don't know how much, like he'd open it like 3 or 4 times in one night. She would be in the corner crying. She was laughing so hard. And he would play along because he knew the outcome. She would just be bawling. It was funny. Yeah.
And the reason we're having this conversation for our listeners is because in the good, the bad, the ugly, we can all find something positive to take away,
Yeah.
some type of loving memory. Because as long as you're with family, you can always make a connection and make it better for the next time. And for me, it's always making it better for the next generation. It's showing them that family, at the end of the day, family is what you stick to. Make God first, and then family will always be there for you. So that I feel that that's what this the goal of this conversation is. We're going into the holidays. Maybe when this episode plays, we've overcome some of the holidays, but it's find grace in yourself, find grace in others at this time. It's not supposed to be chaotic. I think we as humans, we make it chaotic, and we make it, overbearing for our wives when we make them go shopping for all those 60 gifts. I'm kidding. Yeah, but find the joy in it. That's my message today.
And real quick though, if you don't have a family, find a church family to connect with.
Exactly.
That
yes.
maybe they're having a Christmas dinner or holiday dinner, and just connect with them.
And we
go
invite you
spend
to
time.
FRC
Yeah, exactly.
at
Family
333
Revival
Trousdale
Church.
Drive in Chula Vista. Like,
Yeah.
yes, because we always have little things there, and we're always the church also gives away baskets for people who are in need, and so we're here to help the community as well, and just be family.
Yeah.
Would you say that family time can also be a form of self-care? Because I think we see a lot of the downfalls of it. Sometimes it's draining and stuff. But at least for me personally, when I spend time with all my siblings, not just a couple, but all of them, my nephew, my parents, and we're laughing, we're having dinner, whatever it is, I think we've talked about recently, we feel tired at the end, right? Because you're oh, it's a long
It's a
day.
good tired.
But you feel so fulfilled.
Yeah.
I got to be with them. I got to create more memories, Yeah. So I feel like that is a really huge form of self-care that people forget or neglect.
Yeah. Tony didn't share his favorite holiday thing.
right.
Yeah.
Had a self-care kind of.
Well, no. What
that-
was your favorite holiday?
A memory. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me see. It would probably be that little bit I mentioned, watching my, not so much the Kung Fu shoes, but just remembering and watching my grandma, because she had one of those contagious laughs that you watch her laugh. If you don't laugh, there's something wrong with you. No joke. She would laugh, and then my uncles would laugh, and I would laugh, and I'm just, being affected by the joy that they have. And I think probably one of my biggest memories is probably when she's just in the corner crying, laughing so hard, not even making noise sometimes because she can't breathe because she's crying. She's laughing so hard. I would think that's probably, as a child, that would probably be my biggest memory that was so good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it had nothing to do with your kids?
That's why I said when I was a kid.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we did one time for a Thanksgiving, and because there was a season where we were at a church and we were feeding the homeless, and I remember we brought one of them over for Thanksgiving to be part of our family dinner.
About 3 of them.
Oh yeah, I didn't know how many. I didn't want
there's a
to
handful, 3
exaggerate,
of them we
but
brought.
if it was 3, then that's good. I remember it was. I didn't want to say more than.
That sounds better.
No.
Yeah,
It was a small little group that we would continually see every week and minister to, and one of the 3 we connected with, and we had a really good relationship with, and so when it came down to the holidays, we invited them over, so they came over and they had dinner with us and everything.
Yeah, and that's why I was bringing that up, because not so much that we had 3 people that were living on the streets come and be with us, but I remember watching the interaction of my kids in them. Seeing all of my kids embrace him as a person and not as, somebody out in the streets, and just talking to them and intermingling and all that kind of stuff. To me, that was a rewarding thing, seeing my kids participate and not kind of, I'm going to go in the room and withdraw themselves, but they were actively participating in them being there.
They were
and
treated
I thought,
like humans.
Yeah. And I thought that
of the
was a
family.
beautiful thing for me to see my kids do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
For if you can during the holidays, like Ida said, if you don't have a family, always consider volunteering. The senior citizens, senior homes always welcome people to come in and just sit there with somebody, just be there. And a lot of times you think you're doing something for them, and it's more what they do for you. There's so many kids in need in foster care. And so you can get plugged in to see what agency is doing what. And if you have a heart to help somebody, maybe you don't have to buy a gift, but just offering your time. I think that's the most valuable thing and most beautiful thing that we can give anybody. So I highly encourage you, because it really does something for your soul when you're able to help somebody out. And obviously, how you guys said, when you help the homeless, right? If you know you have so much food left over, why not bag some up and go and deliver it to somebody? We see them everywhere. Why not take it? And even though they don't receive it the way we want them to do, you did something good for somebody. And I know it's not like the long-term solution for what's going on at the time, but I think it does something for you when you're able to get out of your own and see the lack out there, and then you kind of appreciate what you do have, even if it's not much. So I just wanted to put that out there for our listeners. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being who you are. And during this season, just ask God, what would you want me to do for somebody else? Okay.
And as we take a holiday break, we'll see you back in January. Thank you for giving us your time, and we appreciate you. We're praying for you. And remember, during the season as well, you might want to build relationships that might be stagnant in your family, your friends, whoever you're spending the holidays with, because honestly, at the end of the day, there's going to come a time where they might not be there. And so that's when regret comes in. So to avoid regret, that means we're actively being present in our family and friends' lives.